The removal of cares, Shaikh Abd al-Qadir Jilani. The 32nd Discourse. As for those devout worshippers who observe their duty to Allah, Almighty and glorious is He, in both their public and their private lives, and who are vigilantly aware of Him under all circumstances, the sinews of their hearts are quaking and trembling from fear of Him by night and by day. They are afraid of the trials and tribulations they may have to face, dreading the prospect of calamitous misfortunes that might cut them off from Him, and leave them so lacking in discernment that they could even topple into disbelief. They are afraid that the angel of death, peace be upon him, may arrive at a moment when they are acting badly. They give that which they give with hearts afraid. Quran 23-60. Their hearts are fearful of rejection, fearful because of the foreknowledge that Allah, Almighty and glorious is He, has about them. Abu al-Ibn al-Fuel died in H. 187/803 c. In Mecca. Born in Khorasan, he is said to have been a highwayman at the beginning of his career. After his conversion, he went to Kufa, where he studied under Sufyan Thawri and achieved considerable repute as an authority on the traditions of the Prophet, Allah bless him and give him peace. He is famous for his bold preaching before the Caliph Harun ar-Rashid, who called him the Prince of the Muslims. It is said that when he died, sorrow disappeared from the world. Al-Fuail ibn, may the mercy of Allah be upon him, would say to Sufyan Thawri whenever he met him, "Come, let us weep over the foreknowledge that Allah, Almighty and glorious is He, has about us." What an excellent saying this is. These are the words of one who has real experience of Allah, Almighty and glorious is He, one who has knowledge of Him and His ways of operating. What is the foreknowledge of Allah to which he referred? The reference is to his words, "These are bound for the garden of paradise and I do not care, and these are bound for the fire of hell and I do not care." Having mingled the whole of this together as a single statement, he was left wondering which of the two parties he might belong to. The people of the Lord are not dazzled by the appearance of their deeds, because deeds are valued according to the seals that are ultimately fixed upon them. The truly devout are those who abstain from acts of sinful disobedience and from the pleasures of the flesh, not only the obvious kinds, but also those that may be concealed, as well as from pretense and hypocrisy, from acting to please their fellow creatures and in order to achieve their selfish goals. Today in this world they are in a garden, and tomorrow in the hereafter they will be in the midst of gardens and fountains, dwelling among trees that can never wither, fruits that can never be exhausted, and streams that can never run dry. How could those streams run dry when their water springs from beneath the heavenly throne? For each and every one of these people there will be a river of water, a river of milk, a river of honey, and a river of wine. These rivers will flow along beside them wherever they may go, without needing a cleft in the ground. Everything that they enjoy in this lower world has its similar counterpart in the hereafter, and more besides. Everything that they enjoy in this lower world is but a sample of the blessings they will receive from their Lord, Almighty and glorious is He, in the hereafter, blessings the like of which no eye has ever seen, no ear has ever heard, and no human heart has ever conceived. They will always be readily available. As soon as a person reclines on his couch, the fruits will come right up to his mouth, so that he can savor them while taking his rest. The stems of the trees are of silver, down to beneath their roots, while their branches are of gold. The moment anyone so much as fancies the idea of tasting something from them, the fruit will come straight to his mouth, allow him to eat whatever he wishes, then go back to its place on the tree. The raison d'être of everything in the Garden of Paradise is to supply the needs of the inhabitants of the garden, while they are kept in a state of pure serenity by their own speech, the sound of which is very beautiful. This applies to its rivers, its trees, and everything else that is contained within it. O seekers, this world is transitory, and it is nothing but trouble even while it lasts. You must seek the permanent garden, the one which is the abode of comfort and bliss, the abode of thankfulness, in which there is no ritual ablution to be performed, no ritual prayer, no pilgrimage, no alms due, no afflictions to be endured with patience, no sicknesses, no diseases, no poverty, and no fear of ever having to leave. O my people, death will very soon be arriving to snatch you away, so you will come to be as if you had never been created and made visible. You must turn your hearts away from your families, your children, and your material possessions. You must become detached from all the creatures of your Lord. Almighty and glorious is He. You must not rely on any single one of them, neither in trivial matters nor in matters of great importance. O Allah, grant us the blessing of absolute trust in You, under all circumstances, for reliance on anyone other than You can only lead to failure, and give us in this world good, and good in the hereafter, and guard us against the torment of the fire. Quran 2-201.